This happened when I was 11, visiting a lighthouse in Michigan that was supposedly haunted by a boy. My parents wanted to take a tour with the tour guide, but I wanted to play outside. Considering we had been touring various sites in the Upper Peninsula that day, no one was around. So my parents ended up letting me play outside the lighthouse while they took a quick tour. As I played outside, a really beat-up ball rolled up to my feet. I bent over to pick it up, and as I stood back up, I saw a boy standing next to the edge of the lighthouse looking at me. I assumed the ball was his, so I tossed it over to him, and he wandered away. I didn't think anything about it, but when my parents were done with the tour, they asked what I did. I told them something along the lines of, I was just wandering around. Oh, and I helped this kid get his ball back. The tour guide was with my parents, and when I mentioned the kid, he looked startled because, as I mentioned earlier, there was no one other than us at the lighthouse. Only 3 cars: my parents' car, the tour guide's car, and the car belonging to the person at the front desk. The tour guide asked me to take a look at a picture in the lighthouse. I know this sounds super cliche, but when he showed me the picture, it was the picture of the exact same boy, with the exact same beat-up ball. Apparently, that kid died at the lighthouse. On a side note, we checked around, and there was no boy. So you might be asking me, why was this creepy, especially considering that the boy never scared me, or tried to scare me. What creeps me out is that I touched that ball. When it comes to ghost stories, most people only report a ghost, not other objects. Assuming that was a ghost with his ball, what the heck did I touch? Also, it felt solid, like a real ball. If it was a ghost ball, then how the heck do you explain what I touched? This still bothers me to this day. One day, I found myself in Geneva visiting my uncle's home, which was filled with an impressive collection of statues and historical artifacts. Little did I know that this visit would lead to a haunting experience that would stay with me for years to come. On that particular day, I was tasked with the simple chore of taking out the trash. As I made my way down to the basement where my uncle's office and room were located, I couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. The basement was dimly lit, with a single door allowing a faint stream of light to penetrate the darkness. As I entered the small room, measuring no more than 2x3 meters, my eyes were immediately drawn to a peculiar statue of a goddess. It stood tall, with either 4 or 6 arms outstretched, exuding an aura that seemed to chill the air around me. Unbeknownst to me at the time, the basement housed 4 rooms in total: a bedroom, a bathroom, my uncle's office, and a storage room. After successfully disposing of the trash, I turned to leave, only to find that the stairs leading back up had vanished into thin air. Panic began to set in as I frantically searched for an exit, but there was no sign of the stairs anywhere. In my desperation, I caught a whiff of a peculiar scent, reminiscent of an ancient flower. Intrigued yet apprehensive, I followed the scent and found myself standing in front of the statue in my uncle's office. With a trembling voice, I addressed the statue, seeking its understanding. "Hey, I apologize if I have disturbed you in a way I cannot comprehend. I simply need to find my way back upstairs. Please, just let me go." To my amazement, as soon as those words left my lips, the stairs reappeared before me. Relieved and filled with a newfound respect for the mysterious presence in the basement, I ascended back to the safety of the main floor. However, the experience had left an indelible mark on me, and it would be years before I could muster the courage to venture into any basement again. The encounter with the enigmatic statue and the vanishing stairs served as a constant reminder of the unseen forces that reside within the depths of our surroundings. It taught me to approach the unknown with caution, for there may be more to our world than meets the eye. My uncle's house, located in a remote area of eastern New York, had a reputation for being haunted. The eerie tales surrounding the house stemmed from its previous owners in the 1800s, who had decided against giving it to the stableman, and instead sold it to another family. The lingering presence of the past seemed to manifest itself in peculiar ways, as I was about to discover. During one memorable night, my uncle's close friend and her sister decided to stay over at the house. Little did they know that this would be an evening filled with inexplicable encounters. As the friend woke up in the morning, she noticed a maid gracefully descending the stairs, carrying a stack of towels. Surprised by this sighting, she observed the maid's movements with curiosity. Later, she caught another glimpse of the maid, this time carrying what appeared to be a percolator down the stairs. Impressed by my uncle's apparent staff, she returned to bed, assuming that the maid was busy preparing breakfast. When she eventually made her way downstairs, she expected to find the maid working in the kitchen. To her surprise, my uncle and his friend were simply engaged in casual conversation, with no sign of any maid or breakfast preparations. Perplexed, she inquired about the whereabouts of the maid, assuming that my uncle was playing a prank. However, my uncle seemed genuinely puzzled, and asked her to describe the maid's appearance. As the sister detailed the maid's features, my uncle's face lit up with amusement. He led her to the living room, and pointed to an old photograph hanging on the wall. It was a portrait of a woman, unmistakably the same maid she had seen earlier. With a touch of irony, my uncle casually remarked, "Yeah, she has been dead for about 100 years. The revelation sent shivers down their spines, as they realized that the maid they had encountered was not a living person, but a ghostly apparition from the house's past. It became clear that the house was still inhabited by the spirits of those who had once lived there, their energy imprinted in the very fabric of the building. From that moment on, my uncle's house took on a new dimension, a place where the boundary between the living and the departed seemed to blur. It became a testament to the enduring presence of history and the mysteries that lie beyond our comprehension. The ghostly encounter served as a reminder that there is more to our world than what can be seen or explained, and that sometimes, the echoes of the past continue to linger in the present. I would like to thank you all for watching this video. We are grateful for your support and interest in our content. It means a lot to us that you are part of our community, and that you enjoy what we have to offer.